Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Sunny skies, 70 degrees in Birmingham, Michigan. We're ready for baseball. It's a couple of OAA rivals. It's Birmingham Groves taking on West Bloomfield. He's Joe Yashinsky. My name is Chad Bush. We are the Prep. Glad to have you on this Monday afternoon for a couple of OAA rivals. And look, a good start for West Bloomfield. They come in 11-5 under fifth-year head coach Josh Bernberg. This is kind of what expectations are for the Lakers. They seem to be fulfilling it so far this year.
Yeah, rounding into form and obviously sending their big gun out to the mound today in Slade Moore, a Michigan commit who, really it's a privilege to watch him throw and toe the slab. And a tall order for this Groves offense that to this point has had a little bit of a hard time putting runs up on the board, but no better time than to do it against one of the best in the state.
Yeah, and they'll have their best arm going today. And it's the Dayton commit, Sebastian Shorter, going on the mound. We talked off air to the head coach a little bit about him, and they really do like Shorter going the Dayton commit.
Yeah, I mean, you're going up against the best, you send your best, so that's what they're doing. And he's got a good arsenal of pitches, good velocity, tall order today. But Groves has the home field advantage today, and maybe not necessarily the start they've been looking for. Lost a lot of talent from last year, but 8-10, trying to get back to 500. It's a big game for them today.
It is. Sean Morrison and the Groves Falcons looking to get themselves going. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back, and we'll have the starting lineups in the start of this one right after this.
Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here.
Getting set for West Bloomfield on the road to take on Groves, an OAA white matchup. Fifth-year head coach Josh Bernberg, good enough to join us here before this game. Hey, listen, you guys have had a strong start to the year, 11-5 now. I know there's some games that you feel like you should have had, but how do you feel overall about this unit, this group, and this season here for your
sure.
team?
Yeah, 11-5 seems about right. We've won some real close ones, and we lost some ones that we think that we should have gotten. So 11-5 seems about right. We've dealt with some injuries, some guys that have been out sick, and just replacing a whole lot of production from years past. So proud of some guys that have really stepped up in a big-time way for us. And we just want to keep playing hard and hope that we start playing some better baseball as we turn the corner into May here.
One of your four captains is Cam LaFlame, the Kalamazoo commit. He's probably been one of your most steady guys early on. It's good to have a guy like Cam in your lineup and also able to throw.
Absolutely. He's a 3-year varsity player now, so he kind of knows what it takes and how to lead his team. And he's probably been our team MVP so far just from a hitting perspective. He's versatile in the field. He plays all over the place, and he's been really good on the mound for us for the most part. So, yeah, he's been awesome, and we're going to need it to continue to get to where we want to go when it's all said and done.
Another guy that's been strong on the mound, first-team All-Stater last year, Slade Moore, and he'll get the ball today.
Yeah.
How great is it to coach a guy like Slade Moore, and what do you like most about him?
He's a 4-year varsity guy, so he's been around a long time, and I've coached him in the summer, so been coaching him a real long time, kind of know exactly what I'm going to get from him every day and what his attitude's going to be like. And, we're going to let him go today, and hopefully his stuff is on like it usually is, and we're going to lengthen him out and get his pitch count up there as we start revving up toward the middle to the end of the season here. So we trust him every time he's got the ball out there. We feel like we have a great chance to win, and that's how we feel today.
What is it about this team that's maybe a little bit different from last year? I know you lost some guys last year, but what is it about this team that you really like the most?
Yeah, I mean, I just like that, they're humble. They come to work every day. Preseason expectations for us were super high. We kind of just had to forget about all that, and just worry about us and just try and get a little bit better every day and try and be playing our best baseball, heading into the end of May when playoff time comes around. So we got a long way to go. We're working hard, and we just want to play well today and hope we can win each day individually.
Game 1 of a 3-game series between Groves and West Bloomfield. What's important today to get off and start this ball game with?
Of course, this is a tough opponent, and we're going to see a really good arm on the mound. We got a Division I guy. They got a Division I guy. They have a great coaching staff, and their players are always prepared to play. So we want to get off to a good start. In order to win a series, it's really important to win Game 1 with your ace on the mound. So our goal is to win the series, and we sure as hell have to win Game 1. And just want to see the guys play hard today, play for each other, be good teammates, be excited to go. And if we bring a lot of energy, we feel good about our chances.
Josh Bernberg, great to see you.
It's great to see you. Thanks for coming out and doing it.
All right, man. Thanks for having us. Josh Bernberg and the Lakers will take on the Falcons of Birmingham Groves. We'll have it for you next right here on The Prep. Thanks for watching. Chet Bush, Joe Yashinsky with you. Beautiful Monday afternoon. We've got baseball. And let's take a look at the starters. And we'll meet the offense first for the West Bloomfield Lakers under Josh Bernberg in his 5th season. Bernie, a West Bloomfield grad himself. And here's the starting 9 for West Bloomfield. They will start with their catcher, Logan Scheidt, leading off and doing the catching. Batting second, their MVP thus far, Cam LaFlame, the right fielder committed to Kalamazoo College. It's the Michigan State commit, Stevie Fountain, in the 3-hole. He's also in the 3 spot, meaning he's at first base. Lewis Donaldson is batting cleanup. He's the DH for the second baseman. Brody Pecor is in that 5-hole. He's been out a few weeks. He's the left fielder. He can also pitch, and they're excited about his two-way possibilities now that he's injury-free. Jalen Payne is in the 6th spot playing center field. Batting 7th is Slade Moore and doing the pitching. Batting 8th is Mason Ermis, the shortstop. And batting 9th is Connor Strong at third base. They will face the right-handed pitching of Sebastian Shorter. What should we know about Mr. Shorter, Mr. Yashinsky?
Yeah, hard thrower, right-hander. Off to a very good start this year. As you know, anytime you're committed to a university like Dayton to go play baseball, obviously quite a bit of potential in that right arm. So, a good challenge for him today against a perennially very solid West Bloomfield team.
All right, we're underway. This one is flown to left field, near the line, running, chasing, snatching that rocket left. And a good sprint for the left fielder, that's Davis, in left field, making the catch. So 1 up, 1 down. Here's another look, and the aggressive approach for West Bloomfield to start the game.
Good piece of managing as well by Sean Morrison, getting that extra fielder in there. Nolan Davis not in the lineup today, but exclusively playing left, and a nice running grab.
Yes, sir. So here is Cam LaFlame with 1 out. LaFlame, who's a two-way player, Josh Bernberg says this guy's done everything, above 400. He looks at a fastball in the outside corner, says Andrew Hayner, the home plate umpire today. John Locke, your field umpire down the first base line. Shorter's ready, and the flyer commit is inside with that breaking ball. It's a fastball. It's a 10-4 curveball, Joey, and they like both pitches for Shorter. That's a breaking ball, and that's ripped to right. That's the game's first hit. Ho-hum for Cam LaFlame, the Kalamazoo commit, kicking up his heels once again.
Yeah, Bernberg described him as the MVP of the team thus far, and on a team with guys like Slade Moore, Stevie Fountain coming to the plate now, that's high praise.
Yes, sir. The rip to right. And LaFlame will be checked over there by Hunter Tangler, not running. Excuse me. Stevie Fountain is the batter. And Big Stevie is committed to Michigan State. And you can't hide the big 6'8" Stevie Fountain.
Yeah, going to Michigan State just as a pitcher, but we know he obviously can do quite a bit of damage at the plate as well. There's always that delineation. You know, a lot of these guys are great two-way players. Same with football. You see that, and then once you get to the next level, you kind of have to pick your poison.
He will be a PO next year for Jake Boss Jr. and the pitching coach Mark Vandermeed. Pitches low. So 3-0 to Fountain. Josh Bernberg coaching down at third. A man on, a man out. Opening inning of the opening game of a 3-game set. Glad you're with us. Double play depth up the middle. Strike called. It's a get-me-over fastball for Shorter. At 6'3", 190 pounds, just a junior. He went to Berkshire Middle School. Outside, he walked him, so 2 on, 1 out, and it sets the table for the cleanup man, Lewis Donaldson, who's DHing for the second baseman. And, Joey, this sets up all kinds of opportunities for Josh Bernberg in this West Bloomfield offense.
Yeah, nice start offensively here. 2 on for the cleanup hitter. A new addition lately to the lineup, a good left-handed bat. Hadn't really been playing all that much. Had a good doubleheader, and Bernberg decided, let's see if we can ride that a little bit, get a little spark to the offense. Not only does he put him in, he puts him in the 4 spot. So
a lot of trust. Big left-handed bat, 350 hitter. A big cut there, and Shorter wisely used that off-speed pitch. And he lost his lid, but a good call by Shorter and his battery mate, Aiden Leung.
pretty windy out there. Which way do you see that flag out in center to your eye? What is that coming this way or?
Cross breeze. It killed our monitor. We full disclosure, we broke a monitor earlier. We started down by the West Bloomfield dugout area, just left of it, and we lost a monitor. It fell down like 3 times in 15 minutes. There goes the runner to third. Throw down by Leong. It's a good one, but not in time. Cam LaFlame swipes third base. Stevie Fountain follows at second, and the double steal is on, but out on strikes is Lewis Donaldson, a big strikeout. Here's another look.
Yeah, aggressive base running by West Bloomfield there. You obviously don't want to get into strike them out, throw them out to end the inning, but just safely in, 2 on in scoring position here.
This is Brody Pecor, a guy who hit .350 last year. His brother Logan is at Michigan State. Logged the most innings last year. Is just a freshman. But this is a college prospect, and this is his first game back today. Fine save there by Leung that saved a run.
Yeah, coming out of that hamstring injury, not easy taking that first at bat after an extended absence, especially one with second and third, 2 out. So a big at bat here, but no better time to get back in the lineup than in a big spot like this, and a good hitter's count here, 2-0.
Fountain at second, LaFlame at third, and a 2-0 count, inside 2-seamer, and it seemed to cross Leung up a bit. But this is a potent right-handed bat. Here's another look at the near pass ball and the fine save by Leung.
Very nice stop there.
There's a ground ball up the middle. To his left, throw to first, inning over. Fine play up the middle by Michael West, the sophomore. Saves a run, no score, Lakers strand 2.
First, life gives us many. From buying your first car or first home to starting a business, Alliance Catholic Credit Union is here for you every step of the way. From checking and savings accounts and youth accounts to auto loans, mortgages, business needs, and financial planning. A full-service financial institution with over 70 years of experience. We're committed to serving your firsts, seconds, 50ths, and every day in between. Alliance Catholic Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Let's meet the Groves Falcons offense under 10th year head coach Sean Morrison. And it looks like this for Groves. Tyler Bronchek to lead things off in center field. Aiden Leung, who might have saved a run in the first behind home plate. Michael West, who might have saved a run as well. Up the middle at shortstop, just a sophomore, a good one in that 3-hole. Sebastian Shorter on the mound, hitting for himself in the cleanup spot. Miles Rontal, the DH, batting 5th. Benjamin Cook at 3rd. Marvin Ravella is at second base, batting 7th. Hunter Tangler is at first base, batting 8th. And Josh Gibson batting 9th in right field. The University of Alabama Huntsville commit in basketball and the all-time leading scorer in the 9-hole. Also, it'll be Davis defensively in center field for Groves. So they will face Slade Moore, the left-hander committed to Michigan. As you get a good look right there, what can you tell us about Slade Moore, the Wolverine commit?
Yeah, obviously coming off an outstanding junior season, up over 40 innings last year with a sub-1 ERA, 84 strikeouts to 13 walks. Those are incredible numbers, eye-popping really, anytime you're striking out, 6 batters for every free pass that you put on. So just a fabulous arm for Slade Moore, and we've been told by Bernberg, let's see if we can stretch him out. Let's see if we can get a old-school complete game under his belt today. So I think that's the hope from the Lakers side.
The chains are off. He's got free range today, and we'll see how far he goes. And he will face the leadoff man, Tyler Bronchek, and he looks at a strike over for the accurate Slade Moore. Slender build, but he's got some fire in that left-handed arm now. That's a fastball in the inside corner. Quickly ahead to Tyler Bronchek, the center fielder. 5'10", 140-pound senior. Outside corner, got him. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Slade Moore with a rude road beginning.
Yeah, sometimes you think 0-2, it's going to be something in the dirt, we're going to waste one. Slade Moore really just comes right after him, not looking to waste pitches today, and economical in that first at-bat.
No kidding. Here's Leung, the catcher, and he's not wasting time. Going right at the Slade Moore fastball, and that's an approach that you can appreciate and respect. I mean, let's get on this guy early. Seems to be a fair attitude.
If you're up there against a guy that has supreme control and isn't really going to put many guys on, it doesn't do you much good to be super patient, because what you do is you get behind in the count, as we saw with Bronchek, and that's not where you want to be against Slade Moore.
2-1, Leung has worked the count in his favor. We saw Leung on the football field as well. I believe an outside linebacker or safety type. Tough player, good player.
Tough playoff loss to your alma mater, right, Chad? Was that at West Bloomfield High?
You called it my alma mater. Yes, that's right. That's correct. That was a good game, and that was one of the classic.
Back and forth game, overtime, I think, or something like that.
It was an overtime.
Yeah.
Yep. It was. Multi-sport and talented Aiden Leung, and he's hanging in. Full count with 1 out, nobody on, no score. Game 1 of a 3-game set. 2 at Groves, 1 at West Bloomfield. Leung pitches as well, and he's hanging tough here like a 2-hole hitter does. It's his 3rd season on varsity. Did not play last year due to an injury, but in 23 he did appear in 30 games, mainly as a runner, but also over 73 innings in catching, and he's doing his thing here, Joey.
Yeah, heck of a fight here from Aiden Leung, and not only does it make Moore work a little, but it also allows the rest of the lineup to just get a little bit of timing, see what Slade Moore has to offer. He's all over that plate too, really crowding it.
Got him on strikes. Moore had to work, but it's K number 2 on at bat number 2 for Groves.
That'll be the challenge here for Groves today. We know that they've struggled collectively throughout the lineup to get runs on the board. and now you're going up really against one of the aces in Michigan, and they're obviously going to just try and have to get some balls in play.
Yes, sir. Somehow, some way. This has been one of the bright spots of the lineup, and this is the sophomore Michael West. Went to Derby Middle School. Pitches over for a strike, 1-1 the count, with 2 outs, nobody on.
Yeah, Sean Morrison putting his sophomore shortstop in the 3-hole. A lot of respect for his ability.
Wicked 2-seamer that West held back on. His father, Mark, is the head basketball coach. There's a line shot to left and a base hit. Son says, I'm a baseball player too. That's a shot, and that is a good sign for Groves, who gets the game's first hit.
Yeah, very nice approach there for Michael West. Obviously, like you said, Chad laid off some tough pitches to get himself ahead 2-1. Line drive to left. Makes Slade Moore work a little more, and we'll see if with two outs he might want to take a look at second.
Ground ball up the middle. Handled and bobbled. Not handled, mishandled. And that will be an error. And that will put 2 runners on and give the error to Mason Ermis. And, yeah, nothing tricky here on a turf field.
No, that was really just kind of a brain cramp. Ball was not hit hard at all. And, Michael West knew that he was out by several feet. It's not like he was really trucking it to second. Obviously hustled once the ball got by, but maybe just one of those instances where you're looking to toss the ball before you secure it, and every infielder's had that happen. Before you know it, it's squirting through your legs.
Machias McKinney has come on to run for Shorter. This is a big spot here for Miles Rontal. 5'11", 180-pounder Rontal in a big spot. The DH in the 5-hole. And aggressive there. Evens the count at 1-1. Well, Slade Moore was cruising along. He got the first 2 batters to strike out, and then West with a single, and then the error. Swing and a miss.
Like both of those last 2 deliveries off the plate, but Rontal a little bit eager, trying to do damage with 2 on.
Swing and a miss, got him. 3 strikeouts in the inning, 2 runners stranded, but there was a hit by West and an error. We'll take a timeout. We're back to Groves in beautiful Beverly Hills or Birmingham, wherever we are. It's nice. Thanks for hanging out.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk. At the same time, gotta walk. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again.
All right, welcome to this beautiful Manic Monday. This is the prep, and this is our coverage of Birmingham Groves against West Bloomfield from beautiful Beverly Hills, Michigan. He's Joey Yashinsky. My name's Chad Bush. We'll meet the defense for Birmingham Groves. And there you see it. Joey, what should we look for defensively for Groves, a team that has struggled to put up runs? Where are the important points here on this defensive side?
Yeah, I think it just exaggerates the importance of playing a sound defensive game, which, Groves has looked the part of. I mean, first pitch of the game, a looping liner down the left field line, I'll say off the bat, looked like extra bases, and the extra fielder there, Nolan Davis, went and chased it down. So I think they know, really, to win this game against a pitcher of Moore's caliber, they're probably going to have to keep West Bloomfield to 2 or less runs, and that means playing very sound defensively.
They were low-scoring, tight games last year. West Bloomfield swept the series. They won 4-0, 6-3, and 3-2. Groves lost a lot from last year. 10 seniors on that team, and 3 all-region players all gone, and 6 all-district players all gone. And this is kind of a rebuild year, to be fair. And they're doing a little more than rebuilding, but, I mean, the record shows 8-10. After they went 25-14 last year, as we get a hit on the toe. Payne. Here's another look at it.
Yeah, Shorter just loses control of that breaking ball a little bit. Not enough time for Jalen Payne to get out of the way.
So Payne feeling a little bit of it right now as he's walking it off. And it gives Josh Bernberg a chance to spend just a little more time with the batter coming up, and that is Slade Moore. And some instructions for him. Could Bernberg be having these wheels a turning right now?
He could. You know, you want to get some things in action early, and it's a pleasure to watch a high school game where the pitcher still comes to bat. That was always, you know, he got a runner going here.
There goes the runner. No sore toe there. It's a stolen base. So the aggressive running by Jalen Payne, the toe's just fine. Here's another look.
Yeah, Shorter never even really gave a look, so they must have seen something, and you did the same, Chad. You kind of saw with that conversation that something might be put into play. They went on the first offering.
There's a swing and a drive to left. Medium depth back, and that is caught up against near the wall. Fine play in left field by Davis. So, retrieving back to second base, and a solid swing and maybe a better defensive play.
Yeah, Slade Moore put a good swing on that. Nolan Davis with two very good plays in the first 2 innings. That one right over his head, but got a good jump on it, knew exactly where to go, backhanded it, and keep the runner at second.
That'll bring up Mason Ermis for West Bloomfield, the shortstop who had that error back last inning.
Yeah, you always like that opportunity to try and get it back for your team in the next frame. Obviously, feeling a little bit bad that he made Slade Moore work a little harder, face a couple extra hitters. He'd like to get an RBI here.
Yeah, and nothing doing. Nobody ended up scoring from it. But as a player, you're right. You want that opportunity to be in a productive spot. He's in one here. That's a nasty slide piece, and Andrew Hayner calls it correctly a strike.
Anytime you have that batter almost, taking cover and it curls back in for a strike, you've thrown a pretty good breaking ball.
Good looking pitch. This kid's just a sophomore, Mason Ermis. And the hat flies off and the slider's low. He was called up from JV a few weeks ago. And he's hitting .333. He's responded. And Josh Bernberg, the head coach, says, look, we're going to keep him in there. It's been a nice spark plug filling in at shortstop. And there goes the runner to third on the wild pitch that Leung was able to pounce on, but great running by Payne. He swiped 2 bags.
Very good base running awareness there by Payne, and a fabulous play down at third by Cook. I mean, that easily could have been a run based on where that throw was going.
Good point. Here comes the run, shorter to the plate, not in time. And down to first after the walk. And the run scores. It's 1-0 West Bloomfield on the wild pitch. So we'll call at this point in time. Here's another look.
Yeah, Sebastian Shorter a little bit wild with some of these offerings. And, if you are charging home to try and make a play, he doesn't need to carry that hat all the way. Drop the hat and just go try and make a play, but really no play to be had there. Very good base running from first all the way home from Payne.
Beautiful off-speed pitch to start Connor Strong out on. Strong, the third baseman. And the 9-hitter with Ermis at first and a run in. 1-0 West Bloomfield. There goes the runner. Leung's throw is into shallow center. And backed up nicely, but over the head of the backup man, so Bronchek will come in. And so West Bloomfield's been active with their legs early in this one.
Yeah, obviously they must have identified something pregame or, in scouting their opponent that this was something that they could potentially exploit, really running rampant on the bases in this inning.
Slider misses inside. It's a nice-looking glove from Shorter.
You don't see much pink from blue and pink combination out on the as a pitcher, or at all.
Yeah, Reminds me of, what's the kids, the pellet ice cream stuff? Thank you, Dippin' Dots.
Okay.
It's a Dippin' Dot flavor.
Might need to get an NIL at Dayton. Something.
I mean, we could make a deal happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
I like how this is all coming together. Connor Strong, the batter, third baseman. Defensive specialist. But he's hitting today. He's had limited at-bats. He's got a chance to make a big spot here. There's a chopper to short. Charge by West. Throw to first. Got him. Fine play on the run by West. The runner advances to third. And so now there's 2 outs. Runner at third, a man in. And here's another look at this bounding ball.
Yeah, a couple of very sound defensive plays by Michael West in the first 2 innings. We saw him end the top of the first with second and third, made a nice play up the middle, and there really keeps his composure. That's when you know you're a fielder with good instincts. You don't rush. You really have the timing down of how long the play should take.
Here's Logan Scheidt. Started the game off with a line drive to left. Runner at third with 2 outs. 1-0, a run in. Slider inside corner, strike called. Boy, when Shorter's on with that inside slider, it's unhittable.
Yeah, it's really just been a matter of can he keep the ball in the zone. I mean, this inning, 1 run is scored without any hits whatsoever.
Yep. There you go. Short backstop. Leong says thank you very much for that roll. But how about this bounce? Fortuitous hop. That's a member bounce.
Pretty fortunate, especially the man on third. Game easily could have been 2-0.
That's the kind of backstop and bounce you need in this game if you're Groves right now. There's a soft liner to West at short. That'll end the inning. Side retired, but a run is in. And West Bloomfield goes on the road and draws first blood. 1-0 WB.
Today's ever-changing mortgage lending world, the importance of true professionals has never been greater. At Success Mortgage Partners, we want you to have the experience of a lifetime. Founded and owned by Catholic League alumni, our family-centered business keeps your interest at heart as we help you navigate this turbulent market with ease. If you or a family member has a mortgage need, please call me, Owen Lee, at 734-822-9792.
Slade Moore off to a fast start so far in this one, Joey.
Yeah, K, and another strikeout in the first inning. Worked around an error with 2 on, so now he's got the benefit of a 1-0 lead. He can even be more aggressive. And it'll be the challenge of the Birmingham Groves Falcons to try and scratch a run across the plate, tie it up, whether it be a hit, a stolen base, a bunt. It might be a tough day to park one here with the way that the wind is blowing.
No doubt. Let's take a look at the defense. For West Bloomfield, Stevie found down at first. It'll be Harvey at second. Ermis at short. Strong at third. Scheidt catching. Pecor in left. And there is a fly to center field. And this is Jalen Payne moving over just so slightly to that right center gap for out number 1.
Yeah, after getting hit on the toe, he's had to do quite a bit of running, but he looks fine. He made his way, stole second to third on a wild pitch, home on a wild pitch, and makes the first grab of the second, bottom of the second.
So Cook flies out. Here comes Ravella. Marvin Ravella, the senior.
Yeah, Slade Moore really works quickly. He doesn't need a pitch timer or anything.
No.
He's just back in there delivering.
He's ready. He means business, and he's working that inside corner. Ravella on base his first time up with a walk. Strike 3, got him. Ravella out on strikes. K number 4 for Slade Moore, the Michigan commit.
Maybe a tad generous there. I think that one probably kind of worked its way around the plate, maybe not necessarily crossing the plate. And against a guy like Slade Moore, if there is a couple extra, Glavin type inches on the corner, you're really in for a very long afternoon.
Those Glavin, I love it. Oh, who could forget Glavin?
Yeah.
He's kind of a Glavin type guy.
Yeah, you know what? When your velocity is kind of high 80s and not necessarily in that, mid 90s range, and that's kind of where Glavin lived. I mean, was never a velocity guy, but, made it work for probably 2 decades as one of the best pitchers in the big leagues.
Boy, did he ever. Oh, what accuracy can do. So here is Hunter Tangler, the first baseman, and he takes a slide piece at the upper quadrant of the strike zone for strike 2. 1-2 the count, 2 outs, 1-0 West Bloomfield. Tangler just missed that one.
That'll be the challenge for Groves, not just, aside from scoring runs, just can we put enough balls in play to make the Lakers, make some plays in the field.
You bet. Tangler tardy with a fastball, side retired. So 3 up, 3 down. We go to the 3rd inning in Beverly Hills, 1-0 West Bloomfield.
Your Catholic faith, it's at the core of who you are, what you do, and the decisions you make. At Alliance Catholic Credit Union, we make your faith and finances work together. From home needs to business needs, from school to retirement, we've got the financial well-being of our Catholic community covered. Visit us today and see how your faith and finances can work together. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
OAA White Battle, and we're at the home of the Falcons. And taking his warm-up tosses is Sebastian Shorter, out for his 3rd inning of work. Gave up a tough luck 1 run last inning without giving up a hit, Joey. And those are tough innings to overcome, especially when the offense has been struggling. Groves is going to look to rebound here and put up a 0.
Yeah, especially when, he's gotten very good defense. 2 nice plays in left from Davis, 2 good plays at short from Michael West. So, just try and stay in the zone, make them put the ball in play, let your defense work for you. We've seen that when he's been able to keep the ball in the strike zone, he's been pretty tough to barrel up.
Shorter started his career at Orchard Lake St. Mary's, and he also went to Cass Tech. So he's been around the loop a bit, but has found a home at Groves. And he's found a home, most importantly, at the next level with Dayton and the Flyers. He's quickly ahead here 0-1. It's a live right-handed arm. But back in that freshman year, he hit .295, 21 runs driven in for the Technicians, and finished 1-1 on the mound, 15 innings pitched. Swing and a miss, and he's getting off to a good start here against the Lakers' best, one of their best, in Cam LaFlame.
The striped stirrup look for a pitcher also a little bit unique as well.
Got a little
style.
A little fashion sense. Never hurt. You got some fashion sense. You came in your prep jersey.
Exactly. Yeah, you get these beautiful Carolina blue jerseys, got to put it to use.
I wish I would have got the memo. I would have, we could have been twinsies. That one's fouled back. I don't know if that's cool anymore.
Yeah,
you could have sent one of your children down like 7 houses and told me.
We could have
coordinated this better.
Used our devices and made sure we were aligned wardrobe-wise.
Or is that cheesy? Would it have been better?
Maybe it's better to have a little bit of separation.
Fair enough. I feel like we're getting a divorce. Swing and a miss. Out on strikes. How about Sebastian Shorter to come back and get a guy like Cam LaFlame on strikes this way?
Yeah, we've seen him. Like you say, a live arm for Shorter when he's able to locate and stay ahead or at least even in the count. Pretty tough for West Bloomfield, and still some tough work anytime Stevie Fountain's coming to the plate.
This is a big, big stick from the right-handed side. It's a 6'8" mountain of a man pitches and also plays first, headed to Michigan State. He'll be back on the mound soon, they think a couple of weeks. But a guy that's been dominant on the mound and with a bat the last couple years. But it's been a tender shoulder, and he has not thrown this year. That will change soon.
Maybe it's something with the prep doing games. It's another starting pitcher that's having a hard time keeping the head on his head. You saw that recently with Emmer from Wild Lake Western.
Yeah. He rebounded nicely, though, in the offseason. He got a hat that fit.
And I think maybe a haircut as well. Both things have worked to remedy that problem.
Yeah. 3-1 the count. Sebastian Reddy. And he called strike 2 on him. Stevie tried to sell Hayner. Hayner said, come again.
Yeah, you know, if it's okay for his guy, it's got to be okay for the other side. So that's really all you ask for from an umpire, just kind of consistency.
And he walked him. So Fountain is on. It's a 1-out walk, and that will bring up the left-handed hitter in Lewis Donaldson, the DH.
Shouldn't need to worry too much about the base runner here if you're shorter.
There he goes, and the pitch is to the backstop with a funky hop. Leong has to chase it down.
Ate my words there. I thought 6'8", you're okay.
That's all right.
No.
If you're still hungry, keep eating, brother. No, listen, I think everybody in the ballpark agrees with you, and that's what makes that move special. Bernberg beat us all. That one gets beyond Leong. Stevie Fountain will take third. And it's been a tough day for Leong, and to be fair, Shorter hasn't helped him out too much.
Yeah, got to be a little bit frustrating for Groves right now that, you know, it's just really walks and then errant pitches or pass balls that are progressing the Laker runners. You know, it's not necessarily how you want to build a deficit.
Yep. 6'3", 190 Shorter. Inside corner just misses. We'll have other scores from around the Metro Detroit area for you. Eisenhower leads 1-0 over Chippewa Valley. Liggett leads Merritt Academy 4-0. Swing and a miss. The 3-0 pitch had Mr. Donaldson swinging for the downs.
Yeah, definitely had big eyes on that 3-0 pitch, and Shorter maybe took something off smartly.
Yes, sir. Popped him up. This should get near the fence. There is room, and nobody can get there. Well, when you got a left-handed stick up, it's hard for the outfield to adjust on plays like that. Brother Rice leads Toledo St. Francis 8-1. Wall Lake Western with a 4-2 lead over Mott. Speaking of your guy Emmer. And Berkeley with a 5-0 lead over Farmington. Strike 3 called, got him. Shorter found the corner, and he punches out the middle of the lineup hitter and the left-hander, Donaldson.
Nice recovery by Shorter. Allowed Fountain a couple of bases on some errant pitches, but gets a key strikeout anytime you can prevent that run from scoring with less than 2 outs and a man on third. Obviously, a little bit of meat still left on the bone here with Pecor.
Fountain at third, Brody Pecor at the plate. The 1-0 pitch is inside, 2-0. Pecor's father, John, pitched at Central Michigan in the mid-90s. Yep, fire up. Dylan's in the house. He's a Chippewa. Gotta love him. Runner at third. Slide piece is beautifully painted on the outside corner. That was nasty. That might have been his best.
Yeah, Shorter definitely with a nice inning here in the third. Couple of strikeouts.
The 2-1. Ground ball up the middle. West to his left. Scoops it, throws, got him. Michael West with another fine play. And that ends the inning. And the runner stranded at third. So Sebastian shuts down the inning. We stay at 1-0. Here come the Falcons in the home half of the third.
What makes people stand in this line like this for 3 hours? Because we're not Dunkin' Donuts or Tim Hortons. These donuts are made fresh daily, and it's made with love and consistency. We got the same ingredients. It didn't change. The people know that, and that's why they standing out there.
In today's ever-changing mortgage lending world, the importance of true professionals has never been greater. At Success Mortgage Partners, we want you to have the experience of a lifetime. Founded and owned by Catholic League alumni, our family-centered business keeps your interest at heart as we help you navigate this turbulent market with ease. If you or a family member has a mortgage need, please call me, Owen Lee, at 734-822-9792.
Well, we've got some gear and apparel thanks to our friends at G Brand, and we've put it out there for you folks, all of our friends, family, followers to enjoy. 16 different brands. gbrandusa.chipley.com/theprep. All kinds of cool stuff. Alex Westfall was here earlier wearing some cool Nike short sleeve polo that made him look very professional, yet proper, yet fun. It was a nice look for him. Josh Gibson is the batter. Swing and a miss. This is the all-time points leader in Groves basketball history. And he's headed to University of Alabama Huntsville, Division II program next year. Congratulations to him. 1-2 more is ahead of Mr. Gibson, Joey.
Josh Gibson, pretty famous baseball name back in the early part of the 20th century. One of the best, if not the best catcher, best power hitter. Goes down, and that's K number 6 for Mr. Moore.
Another K right at him. That'll flip the lineup to the top. And this is Tyler Bronchek.
Yeah, 7 outs recorded, 6 via the strikeout. You know, it's just you're going to have to, this is the second time through the line, I'm going to have to make some type of adjustment to get bat on ball.
Returning leader in many categories last year. Made most of his appearances in center field. 445 on base percentage. And finished second in walks drawn. He is committed to the Britons of Albion, a fine Division III institution. In the MIAA.
It's a nice thing about Michigan, even if you're not necessarily one of those guys fortunate enough to go to the D1 places, definitely a lot of options locally to continue to ply your trade.
No doubt. Ground ball left side, through the hole. Leadoff single for Bronchek, a one-out single rather, here in the third. Second hit given up by Slade Moore.
Yeah, good at bat there for Bronchek, bring a little juice to the action here. Michael West, the only one with a hit the first time through. Second time through, maybe they're all going to potentially see Slade Moore's deliveries a little bit better. Poked one through the left side.
Just past Connor Strong. Good speed at first. Pitches up and away. So here's Leung, the catcher, the two-hitter. Tough to run on this lefty Moore. Strike called, lower outside quadrant for Hainer, who may or may not have reservations at the Beverly Hills Grill.
Yeah, some of the generosity on both corners definitely makes you wonder if there's some kind of party of 4 at 6:45 that we're trying to get to.
I know he's not taking Joe Conway or Boss Man Conway. Fouled back. We'll have to find out about those reservations.
And you see the difference, Chad, as you pointed out, the difference between having a lefty starter and a righty starter. West Bloomfield's been running like crazy. Having a lefty almost just neutralizes that. It's such an advantage as a starting pitcher to be left-handed for that specific reason.
Yep. time is called. Leung got timeout granted. He is a catcher. He and Hayner have spent time behind home plate.
I wonder if even despite that, you still have to just maybe try and get a little something going here and put a guy in motion.
That's the slider, throw down to second, and it's not in time. Delayed steal works. Runner advances to second. There's now 2 outs, but a runner in scoring position for the 3-hitter Michael West.
Yeah, and I think you have to take some of these little opportunities. Bronchek, a delayed steal there, a little bit off, catch them by surprise, and you're going to have to find an extra 90 feet here or there. It's just you're probably not going to have an inning where you piece together 2-3 hits against Slade Moore.
You sounded like a coach there. You called that out.
I did. That was for a little bit of Tony Romo there.
Yeah, no, that was good.
Yeah.
Well, you are a former coach.
Exactly.
I mean, you have the right to predict things like that. He was a letter winner last year as a freshman. He spent half the year on JV and the other half on varsity. And also logged nearly 30 innings pitched, but this is a fine athlete in Michael West, and he has one of the 2 hits today. Another hit here could tie this thing here in the 3rd. And that one gets beyond the catcher. Throw down to 3rd, not in time. So just past, a little too tall for the catcher, Logan Scheidt.
Boy, that backstop really is going to play a role in this game as far as the depth or lack thereof. I mean, any ball that, looks like a wild pitch and it's a free base, it's really not. That ball comes bouncing back pretty hard.
Yep. So 3-1 the count, and you have to wonder how much Moore wants to flirt with West in this spot. First base is open. What do you think, Joey?
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, West barreled him up the first time through. But the way Slade Moore's been pitching, really not backing down from any opposition. But a big point here, man on 3rd, not many chances like this against Moore.
Strike 3 called, inside corner. West doesn't love it. Inning over, side retired. Runner stranded at 3rd. A big strikeout by Slade Moore. Back with more on the prep right after this.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great. Participate!
Another tight, low-scoring, one-run game, something Groves has been used to playing in. That's the good news. It's comfortable for them. The bad news is they had a chance and were unable to score on the strikeout to end the inning. And you mentioned running and getting things going, creating offensive opportunities. They did all that. It was all set up and just unable to get runners in. It's been part of their MO as of late.
Yeah, I think sometimes, you can use that running game to get you into scoring position or even to 3rd base, but at some point you're probably going to need some kind of knock, especially there with 2 outs. I thought it was a good take by West on that full count, but as we've seen, a generous zone here today, and, at some point, as hard as it is as a hitter, you kind of have to adjust and swing at pitches that you might feel like are a little bit out of the zone. Otherwise, you're kind of just going to be shaking your head most of the day.
There's Payne shaking his head at that pitch, saying, how in the heck did that thing break like that? That was a sharp slider from shorter. Payne was hit on the back foot his last time up. Here's another look at that nasty slide piece.
Yeah, pretty similar to the pitch that hit him, just a little bit more centered this time around. And Payne, the only run scored today, hit by the pitch and found his way around the bases.
Beautiful new facility here at Groves High School. They opened this, I believe all the construction was finished last year. They had a full year, right, of baseball. Yep. Thank you. I'm asking, not telling. I'm sorry. Yes, thank you. And so this is the second year of enjoying this beautiful facility and what they've got here.
Nice softball field right next door.
Yeah, whole complex.
Yeah, Sean Morrison, like you said, in his 10th year. Prior to that, it's Jim Crosby, 1975 to 2015. Pretty incredible duration, 40-year career, over 700 wins. So, you know, you'd think he's already got a fair amount of time under his belt, Morrison, but he's got 3 decades left to match Crosby.
Ground ball to short. West backhands, fires across the diamond, and it's low, but Leung was there to stop it before it got any further. Good backup by the catcher. Tough play for West. We'll see what they call it. We'll call it a hit for now for Payne.
Yeah, it's really in between because a good throw gets him, but ranging far to his backhand. Kind of an in-betweener there. My instinct is probably E6, but
okay, fair enough. We'll agree to disagree, Joe.
All right, you got it. You got that as a.
No, I think it was a tough play. I
a
think
tough
you're
play.
right. If he gets it, if he catches it on the bounce, he's out.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Good throw gets him.
I think you're right. Home scoring, and you know, I think, yeah, we'll see. Can't go wrong either way. Payne on it first. West Bloomfield trying to add to their 1-run lead. Strike called. Josh Bernberg and West Bloomfield 11-5 on the year. 5-3 in the OAA White. There's a chopper, high chopper to third. Throw to second for the lead runner. They got him. So fine play by Benji Cook at third base, Joey, to make the force out at second.
Yeah, really heads-up play there. You know, you obviously want to get the lead runner if you can. And, you know, he knew his man coming from first, knew he had just enough time, especially in this game, you know, with the amount of, you know, wild pitches and free bases. You don't want to give him anything. So cut down the lead runner there. Very nice play by Cook. Accurate throw.
We want to thank Ross Gauthier for his help, the athletic director at Birmingham Groves in his first year. Ground ball wide of the bag at third. Handled by Cook. But Ross enjoying these amenities here at Groves, and they're having a good year in Groves athletics. There goes the runner. Hit and run is on it. It works to perfection. That's a base hit to second. Couldn't have drawn it up any better. The runner to third, and he is safe, says Tom Locke, the field umpire. And now Sean Morrison wants to come out, and here's another look at this play from the C-Jack Express.
First glance, I don't think that he tagged him. We'll see here what the replay tells us, if maybe he caught a back foot here. Let's take a look. Nice head first slide. Excellent replay there. Looked like maybe he caught the backside. What do you think, Chad?
I didn't think he got him, but it's tough to tell from that angle. That's a good angle, but from that angle, I say no, he did not.
I thought not. And like you say, really, the genius of the play was the man in motion.
Yeah.
That's a pop-up to the second baseman any other time, but with the man running and the second baseman covering, hit it to the only spot in the field where there was no one there.
Slow chopper to third. They're going to come home with it. No, they're not. Cook couldn't get it out of his glove. And in to score is the game's second run. West Bloomfield scores, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, very tough chance there from Cook. Really had to have been, you know, bang, bang to even think about getting that man at the plate. Good hustle there from West Bloomfield on Slade Moore's part. He says, I don't need a courtesy runner.
That's right. So tough back-to-back chances for Groves. And you felt like that was a play that they were going to make at home.
I think there was a play to be had, and the challenge here is for Sebastian Shorter. It can be frustrating as a pitcher. I mean, what did he do? He gave up a pop-up to second, a one-hopper to third. He really hasn't allowed any hard-hit balls, but here he is, a run in and 2 on.
Here's Logan Scheidt, the leadoff man. Fooled on that Shorter pitch. Sebastian Shorter has gone 3 1/3. And the 2 runs he's given up have been tough luck, give up runs. I believe both unearned. And fouled back.
Yeah, I mean, obviously in a game like this, I think Cook did have the right idea to try and cut that runner down at home. The other side of it is you make the out at first, at least you're preventing maybe a big inning, at least by getting that second out. So, those are the tough choices you have on the infield.
Yeah. Scheidt flew out back in the first, in fact, the game's first pitch. 1 out, a run in. Another unearned run that Groves has seen give up in this game. But here's an opportunity now for Scheidt, the leadoff hitter, with 2 on and 1 out. Shorter's come right back and gotten ahead 1-2.
The unusual catcher batting leadoff, not something you see often at any level of baseball. Jason Kendall, formerly of the Pirates, was sort of one of the guys that did that. But
yeah. Strike 3 called. How about that? Shorter comes back and gets a banger on the outside corner, and they strike out the leadoff man, Logan Scheidt.
Yeah, Shorter taking advantage of the zone, maybe a little bit up and out, but close enough. These hitters are going to have to start changing their approach perhaps a little bit with 2 strikes, expand and try and get bat to ball.
We've got a pinch hitter in the ball game now for West Bloomfield. They're going to go to the bench, and it's going to be Hopkin, the pinch hitter. So Hopkin is in, and LaFlame has been lifted, and that's interesting. And that is back to the backstop, throw down to third, and he is safe. What a creative slide by Ermis to get around the tag of Benji Cook. Here's another look.
Yeah, throw was there, but you're right. Maybe just that slide to the outside part of the bag made Cook reach a little further than he would have liked, and probably a good call there by the base umpire. We get another look at it. It looks like that foot did get into the base well ahead of the tag. Once that ball bounded right back to Leung, you almost thought he's a dead duck at third.
Yeah, the throw beat him,
another
creative slide.
Great look here.
Good look there from our Chippewa. Now he's just showing off over there. Kevin Hopkin is the pinch hitter, not Hopkins, Hopkin. Runner at second and third, a run in. And the count even now at 2-2 with 2 outs, 2-0 game. The deuces are wild in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, I mean, if and when Shorter's outing ends, I think he's going to think, gosh, I almost had like shutout type stuff.
He
did. Really, the hard hit balls have been kept to a minimum.
Swung on and missed. He's got a throw down to first to complete it, and he will. So Groves gets out of it, giving up just 1 run. Shorter has been effectively wild. And we've got a good ball game here at Groves. Thanks for hanging out. We're the Prep.
Every high school sporting event in the state of Michigan has one thing in common: officials. Every game, every meet, every match. Without officials, there'd be no touchdowns, no three-pointers, no face-offs. Without officials, there'd be no games. Officiating is a great way to give back to your community and stay involved with the sports you love. And officials are needed now more than ever, because without officials, it's just...
We are The Prep. Christian Jackson, your executive producer. My name is Chad Bush. Joe Yashinsky on color commentary. It's West Bloomfield and Birmingham Groves, an OAA white battle. We are The Prep. One of our primetime matchups this week. You can follow us on our social media. This is our YouTube channel. If you could please subscribe, that would be awesome. We thank you for that. It's free, and we've got all kinds of high school content coming your way. And we are also on TikTok, on Twitter, and Instagram, and Facebook, and everything. Join our sponsorship team today as well. You want a broadcast? We can do a broadcast for you. It's a great list of spring sports. Info at theprepsports.com.
Yeah, Shorter with a chance here to kind of help his own cause. You know, he's done yeoman's work out on the mound. See if he can do something with that electric yellow bat.
Swings one, hot stick to right, but it's right at Hopkin for out number one. So first pitch swinging, aggressive. Everybody did the right things, but it's out number one.
Yeah, I think we are seeing a little bit of better contact here, second time through against Slade Moore. First time kind of trying to figure out the delivery, the speed, velocity. Now at least some harder shots and a nice play in right there from, is that LaFlame's replacement?
It is.
Yeah.
It's Hopkin.
Yeah.
Don't say that S. Hopkin. 2-0 Lakers on top. Slade Moore has gone all the way. He's a Michigan commit. It's an 87 to 90 mile an hour fastball out of that left arm and that slight build. But it's also his off-speed stuff, Joey, and he hasn't really had to show a ton of it, but it's that the splitter, it's that curveball. I mean, he's got 3 pitches that he really can throw for strikes.
Yeah, and that, you know, it goes to show you that as he racks up another strikeout, his 8th of the day, it's really not just velocity. I think that's, you know, taken over at certain points in the baseball conversation, really, and we've seen, you know, shoulders blown out and all sorts of things where, you know, maybe this is the right way to pitch. You know, we've gotten away from that in recent years as sort of a overall baseball community where we're really so concerned with the radar gun. But, you know, the ability to locate, mix, and match and change the hitter's eye level, those things are, you know, always going to be paramount to a pitcher's success.
Yep, no doubt. Well said. So this is Benji Cook, who was a busy boy in the third, or in the top of the fourth, rather. Slade Moore working from the middle of that rubber. Future home, Ann Arbor. Slider, bouncer, going to be tough to get. Benji, they'll never get him. A well-placed turf bouncer that the good heavens above blessed, and Cook is on at first.
Yeah, nothing anybody could do there. Right in between the pitcher and the third baseman. Cook running well. And the third hit of the game, 3 singles. One from Bronchek, one from West, now one from Cook. We'll see if Ravella can get some bottom of the order thunder here.
Head coach Sean Morrison, assisted by Kyle Stratton, Derek Puiches, Greg Harris, Greg Porter, and Don Reiter. Check swing, did he go? Yeah, Hayner says, Those reservations are at 6:30. Beverly Hills Grill, I can smell that bread.
Getting earlier with each passing K.
Heck yeah, man, close. Swing and a chopper right side, seen eye, yes. Over the outstretched glove at second base, and that's a single. How about it? Ravella, base hit.
Yeah, seeing eye is right. Just an excuse me 0-2 offering. But that's what they really need to do. That's what they've struggled with, is just putting the ball in play. You see, once you do it, these last 2 balls couldn't have been hit any less hard. The 10 hopper to third and the high chopper to right. But 2 on now for Tangler, the first baseman, and probably the biggest at bat of the game thus far for Groves.
Tangler pitched last year on the 1st of June in a playoff battle against Troy High School in the districts, and Troy would win that game 5-4. But Tangler was the pitcher of record in that game. He pitched very well. Upright right-handed stance. Outside, Slade Moore is 1-2 now with 2 outs, 2 men on, 2-0 lead for the visiting West Bloomfield Lakers. Tapper to second. Payne charges, flips to first, got him. Side retired, nothing across. Grove strands 2. We go to the top of the 5th in Beverly Hills. We got a banger. Thanks for watching.
As the voice of Michigan's student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports should be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
in which interscholastic athletes can thrive.
We believe that athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe that students in the stands should have fun,
but not take away the focus from the game.
We believe coaches should act like teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and support their child's decisions.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game.
The dog days of spring are upon us, and it's fun for everybody, even the pooches, the pets, having fun on the prep. And we're on a Monday, and it feels right. 70 degrees, cool breeze, lots of fun things in the air. Promise for both these teams. That one's going to drop in the Bermuda Triangle, and Stevie Fountain's going to have a double. I mean, that thing just fell between 3 players in right center field, Joey, and I don't think anybody really had a good eye on that from the crack of the bat.
You know, right in the middle of everybody, potentially the outfielders, you know, with Fountain's prodigious power, you know, could have been playing pretty deep. That's the way it seemed. You know, maybe to the opposite field, maybe you don't have to be quite as far back, but I'm sure from Sebastian Shorter's perspective, that's a ball he'd like to see find some leather.
Yeah, and he's had a tough go of it. But you see everybody coming together, the right fielder Gibson, the center fielder Bronchek, and then the second baseman Marvin Ravella. Throw back to second, and it's into center field. Stevie Fountain's going to have to run, and he is safe. Stevie's like, wait a minute, I'm a big fella. I don't need to be moving around the bases like this. I'm going to be a pitcher only.
Going to sign him up for the 100-yard dash on the track, but for a guy of that size, he's gotten his steps in today.
Yeah, here's another look, and Shorter spins.
Probably not needed. Not much of a lead there. I don't think you know.
And now he throws it away, and into score comes Stevie Fountain, and it's another unearned run, but Fountain running the bases like he's Lou Brock, and he's in for the 3rd run today.
It might look like Tony Clark or Frank Howard from back in the day, but like you say, today playing the role of Lou Brock, Vince Coleman, and yeah, these are the little things today that have affected Shorter. It really hasn't been a plethora of hard-hit balls, hasn't given up the long ball. Extra base hits haven't been the issue. It's really just been the little things, wild pitch, an errant pickoff throw, and that's what's got him down 3-0.
Josh Bernberg in his 5th year, the head coach, and down at third, as you see, down at first, that's Alan Gill, his longtime and trusted assistant, along with Alex Ioto. Alex is on the bench. There's a shot to center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. A firm swing off the stick of Donaldson. And the DH didn't get a chance to drive in a run, but he shows off that lefty stroke.
Yeah, if not for that pickoff throw, he probably would have picked up an RBI, but a nice swing there from Donaldson. And a nice job by Bernberg getting him in the game.
Hit by pitch. So Shorter lost a little track of it, and it hits Pecor in the back. And Andrew Hayner says, no, we're not going to have any of that mess. Sean Morrison coming out of the dugout, and a change is imminent. Bernberg will talk to his bench, and, before emotions get all crazy, here's another look at it. Boom. It got him in the back, but this doesn't look like anything intentional, Joey. Let's be honest, Shorter's been offline several times today.
I would say that, a large percentage of the tosses today have been errant and, like you say, effectively wild. He already hit Jalen Payne earlier in the game, that time right in the meat of the back. But I would say just kind of based on the way things have gone, the last several hitters, might be time for Morrison to think about making a move. And we see some activity down the left field line, I think, getting some action.
Yep. Some movement down there. We'll get to that shortly. But for the moment, this is Payne, the batter. Jalen Payne, good two-way bat, left-handed stick, left-handed pitcher. Guy that Josh Bernberg really likes a lot. He's a good kid, and he's just needed some time to play, but this is an expanded role for him, Joey, this season compared to last.
Yeah, and he's taking advantage of it, hitting six, playing important center field, especially on the days where Slade Moore is starting and he's not out there. I think Shorter maybe just overthrowing now a bit. And yeah, I mean, we've talked about it when he's forced batters to put the ball in play, and we see that righty up down there in the bullpen. Probably an imminent inclusion into the game.
Liam Widman, the righty, getting loose. The senior, that pitch will pop right back to Leong. And infield in now in a 3-0 game. Nobody out. Runners at second and third. Lakers trying to blow this thing open.
Yeah, it's a challenge sometimes as a pitcher. Just maybe take a little something off. Trust your defense. You don't need to strike everybody out. Something Shorter will, as he matures as a player, will start to understand that approach and perfect it.
Yep. Shorter working against Payne, infield in, and that's a walk. So that will do it, or so it appears.
It's just a matter maybe of whether he's hot enough down there in the left field line, ready to come in, but maybe needs one more hitter's worth of practice.
Yeah, coach popped up like he was going to make it, but that was the assistant coach to let someone else in the gate. My bad. So
you had your managerial hat on. I think you were right. I mean, I think it is that time. It's just a matter of, whether someone's ready.
Shot down the left field line. That's fair. That's a fair ball. Slade Moore is going to drive in 2. Now he's going to try to drive in 3. Throw to the plate. Not in time. It's a 3-run double for the starting pitcher, Slade Moore. And the Michigan commit helps that cause just a little bit more and has blown it open here in the 5th. 6-0 West Bloomfield.
Yeah, Slade Moore has really put the full arsenal of his skills on display here. That pitch was almost at eye level, but a line drive right down the left field line. He's run the bases well today. He's got 8 strikeouts and now 3 RBIs.
We'll tell you about the new relief pitcher for Groves right after this. Timeout. We're the Prep.
Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
Hi, I'm Nick DePonio, and this is HVAC.
The relief pitcher is Liam Widman. Liam Widman, bats left, throws right. Senior, second season on varsity, 4.9 ERA last year. Did record a midseason save, but made the most of his appearances on the base paths when he wasn't pitching. And last year, 3 appearances for Liam Widman. And so, really a tough luck appearance for Shorter. Sebastian, you felt like at times deserved better, but we'll see if Widman can come on and keep this thing at 6-0.
And Shorter is taking over, it looks like, at second base. And, yeah, I mean, I think it was a tall order today for Shorter, knowing that the offense on his side was going to have a very hard time scratching a couple across. And, yeah, I give credit to Morrison. Sometimes the head coach will, see a guy like Slade Moore on the other side, and you don't necessarily put your best guy out there. You say, it's probably not a game we're going to win, but I think he showed confidence in Shorter and the rest of the team by saying, no, we're going to put our best guy out there and try and get a big win.
Yep, no doubt. So West Bloomfield trying to get back on the win column. They've lost 2 straight. They lost to Berkeley in the final game of a 3-game set that they did win, but they lost 5-1. And then lost on Saturday to Rochester 13-6. They'll play again tomorrow. And that'll be right here at Groves, and then they'll play in West Bloomfield on Thursday. Runner on at second. That's Slade Moore, who blew this game open with a 3-run double. That's a nasty pitch, cut on and fooled. 1-2. Liam Widman on in relief.
Yeah, what a day for Slade Moore. The 8 strikeouts and 3 RBIs.
Candidate for G of the game. Pitch gets away from Leung. It was wide and advancing to third.
It's like number 7, courtesy. Nathan Herbert running for Moore.
So Herbert trying to get home. 2-2 count. And Ermis swings and misses. He's out. So Widman gets the shutdown and gets that ever important out number 1.
Yeah, and as a defense that's been out there for a while, I think that's a key out there. And Widman wants to try and get out of here, get his offense back up to the plate.
Popped up foul back towards us, and that's going to hit right to our right. In fact, Dylan could have reached out and caught that if he wanted to express his skills. But he's not showing off in that category right now. Slider is popped to left center field. That is going to get down. That's a base hit. That's going to score the runner from third. It's 7-0 touchdown Lakers. That's an RBI single. Sorry, Joey.
No, good piece of hitting there from the bottom of the order, and nice awareness as well from the pinch runner to hang back and make sure he was tagging if that ball was caught. Sometimes you'll see a base runner that's 3 or 4 feet off, and then the ball is caught. They have to come back, and they can't tag. So heads-up ball there from Herbert.
It's an RBI single from Connor Strong, the third sacker. And so to the top of the lineup we go. It's the catcher, Logan Scheidt. Scheidt's brother is not here. He's one of the regular starters and one of the top players on this team. And he's not here. He's
doing some DECA.
He's at DECA, whatever that is.
I was going to ask you.
Well, I actually asked people.
Okay.
I'm glad you asked. I think I'm ready for this one. But give me a minute. DECA is something for smart kids.
That's why neither of us are aware.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's for smart. Well, yeah,
We're
but
clouds,
you're a candidate.
so
I am far from a candidate, but
something I've heard of but never been invited to. So
yeah. It's a business and marketing and public relations.
Business ethics.
Sure. Why not?
That was the last category in Billy Madison.
Good call.
Guy didn't know what to do.
That one's fouled off the chest of Hainer. But, yeah, so anyway, he's not here. He's going to NYU. He's got big plans. And so, you know, these are student athletes. And we respect him focusing on academia.
I think we can see here, too, I mean, as far as West Bloomfield, if they can get production from that, you know, Slade Moore hitting 7th, Connor Strong with an RBI there, we know the power they have at the top with LaFlame and Fountain, guys like that. This order, this lineup can really become well-rounded. They could become a real threat come playoff time.
Throw down to second is into center. It's a stolen base for Connor Strong, and he's in scoring position now with 1 out and a full count.
West Bloomfield last year, I think they just, you know, had a very strong team. I think they just run into that juggernaut that was Brother Rice, which, you know, kind of steamrolled their way all the way until East Lansing.
Yep, that's right. Fastball's high, so Scheit draws a walk. And now that will bring up number 14, Keith Hopkin. And Hopkin has a brother, Kevin Hopkin. Not to confuse things, but K.E. and K.E. Hopkin are here.
Not to confuse them with Bernard Hopkins, the famous middleweight, the executioner. We're going to keep this one singular. That's Hopkin.
Oh, clear as mud. Stevie Fountain in the on-deck circle. Liam Widman is on in relief. Sebastian Shorter's day is done, but the Dayton commit and the junior showed some good signs while he was in. Fouled out of play.
Be interested to see if Bernberg adjusts his pregame thinking. He obviously, you know, he had visions of Slade Moore throwing the full game. I feel like this half inning has taken quite a long time. I wonder if he's just going to take kind of the, you know, path of least resistance and let Moore sit. But, you know, I think he had an eye toward ramping up in the playoffs. But,
yeah,
you know, 7-0. If he's sitting here for the better part of 30 or 40 minutes, I wonder if that might just be the end of his day.
Yep. We shall see. Both teams with bullpens. That one nearly nipped Hopkin.
What is the high school roll, Chad? Are we looking at 10 or is that 12?
10 after 5.
10 after 5. So
yeah.
Potential winning run.
Yep.
At the plate.
That hit him. So bases are now loaded. And Stevie Fountain, a guy that can reach the seats, struts up to home plate with 1 out and the bases juiced.
Yeah, I think that'll be a takeaway from Sean Morrison today. Just too many free passes, whether it be from the hit by pitch or a walk, but just too many bases given.
There's a shot down the line. This could end it. In to score is Connor Strong. Right behind him is Hopkin holding at third. 2 runs are in, 9-0 West Bloomfield. That's Daniel Owens, actually, that scored. Hopkin goes to third, and that gets him a run closer to the Mercy. But how about Stevie Fountain with a double? And a 2-run variety, and it's a crooked run number 7 here in the 5th.
Yeah, Fountain started this whole thing with a little pop-up to right center that nobody could find their way under.
That's right.
And here he is with 2 doubles in the inning.
Ground ball right side, that is through. And off the glove. Into score comes Fountain, throw down to second and out. But not before 2-run score, out number 2. It's 11-0 West Bloomfield.
Well, this thing's kind of gotten away in a hurry after that 3-run double by Slade Moore. This was really a nip and tuck affair for the first 3-4 innings. And
2-0 game.
Yeah, credit to Moore and Fountain and the rest of this Laker offense. They've really come alive and some big hits with men in scoring position.
Strike called. Brody Pecor, the batter. Been out with a hamstring injury for 3 weeks. First game back today. This is a guy they could really use. Had shoulder surgery in the offseason. He will pitch, they hope, at some point. He has thrown off the mound in the low 90s.
Brother doing big things at Michigan State. Widman gets out of there with a K, and long inning for the defense from Birmingham Groves.
Side retired. We go to the bottom of the 5th.
We are the MHSAA, a collection of 750 high schools and 750 middle schools, from Temperance to Copper Harbor, from New Buffalo to Alpena. Each year, more than 250,000 students play one of our 28 sports. More than 1.5 million fans attend our postseason games. There are 30,000 coaches and 8,000 officials, not to mention all of the volunteers. The MHSAA believes in the 4 S's. School sports should be safe and kept in the appropriate scope. We believe nothing beats great sportsmanship, and that scholarship in the classroom is more important than excellence on the field or court. Most of all, we believe school sports should be fun. So come out and join us at a game. Support your school, support your community, and come see what the excitement is all about.
Slade Moore on to close things out. The Falcons are up against a run rule. They're down 11. They need to be down 9 to prolong this game. Josh Gibson, the 9-hitter, will lead things off for the Falcons. Grounds one sharply left side, base hit. Past the third baseman, Connor Strong. And the all-time leading scorer in Falcon basketball history gets on base with his single to start things, Joey.
Yeah, good overall athlete, obviously. We know what he can do on the basketball court. Leading off, going after the first pitch. First Moore offering there. And, they've managed to scratch 5 hits, but all singles. Sometimes you got to get a double, triple in there, something in order to get a run across. But nice effort from Groves last few innings, putting a little more pressure on the defense.
Yes, sir. Josh Gibson, 1,417 points, all-time three-point leader as well, with 227. There's a chopper up the middle. Grabbed at second for one, relay to first, not in time to get the speedy Tyler Bronchek. But Gibson's out at second, and there's one out here in the 5th.
Yeah, good hustle there from Bronchek. Kind of a tailor-made double play, but hit just high enough, allow him to get down the line. Hand the baton to Leung.
Leung squares to bunt. And I think they're going to call it a strike. Yeah, okay.
I think he offered at it.
Yep. Windy day here. Guess it hasn't really factored in too much in this game, but boy, you look around and we lost. We said it jokingly, but it is sad. We lost a monitor. We said goodbye to it earlier. Austin Sonnenberg had to go to the store and grab a monitor, thankfully, before the game. Christian Jackson blessed it. Alex Westfall blessed it before he left. And we should be okay, but man, that thing fell 3 times before he was out. Ground ball And the shuttle pass to second base out. Fine play at shortstop by Ermis, the sophomore.
Very athletic play. Kind of had to leave his feet to field it and then flipped it in one motion. Obviously wasn't going to be a double play ball, but he really needed to get rid of that the moment that he did. Get the speedy Bronchek at second. Pretty sharp game overall from West Bloomfield, all three facets.
Pretty clean. There's a soft looper right side. Here is West. West has had a hit today and has played a fine shortstop, the promising sophomore Michael West. With 2 outs, grounds one to third, throw across the diamond, and this ball game is over. West Bloomfield wins it 11-0 in 5 innings. They run rule Groves in game 1. They will meet again tomorrow. So game 1 of the series goes to the Lakers. We'll have our G of the game, final stats, highlights, and more coming up right after this.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move, and it's out of here.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom.
On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Be great. Participate.
At Alliance Catholic Credit Union, we're your financial guardian angel. We're here to help you achieve your dreams. A new home, a Catholic education, that business you are working to build. We're here to support the goals of your family, your retirement, and the community that surrounds you. We're here to offer your trusted financial services inspired by Catholic values. And like your guardian angel, we'll always be by your side. Federally insured by NCUA Equal Housing.
Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
Well, the final score doesn't tell the story. It is 11-0 is the final in 5 innings. It's a run-ruled game. But this game was 2-0 until the 5th, and that's when some big numbers went up. But look, Slade Moore was excellent. 8 Ks in this game. There you see all of them right here. We'll talk to him shortly. But this kid was pretty good too. Sebastian Shorter showed us why he's a Division I pitcher. And he was dueling on his end. But missed the plate a few times and some pass balls and some errors, and West Bloomfield took advantage. There you see the West base hit. And Shorter with his punch outs, but Slade Moore wasn't giving anything up. He was stingy. Just gave up the 3 hits. He scattered them. Shutout baseball. There's one of the base hits as well, but oh yeah, nobody was dogging it in this one. But man, oh man, this game broke open with that 3-run double. And this was kind of a seeing eye crack of the seal in that Bermuda Triangle by Fountain. And then after that, things just started to get crazy. Fountain would take second. He'd go to third. He would score. All on miscues. And this was a fine stroke. And we saw some of the offensive abilities. This was Lewis Donaldson's hit. But really the breakup and the explosion and the extension of this game was from the Slade Moore double. There it is. That drove in 3 runs. That was part of that big 9-run 5th inning. They would ultimately end things and give West Bloomfield the win. On in relief, we did see some solid pitching from Leon Widman, but unable to crack this West Bloomfield offensive code. They came on late, broke their 2-game skid, and a 9-run 5th inning that would doom them. So we'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back with our G of the game. Joe Yashinsky has found him, and I think you know who he is. We'll talk to him next. We're The Prep. Thanks for watching.
At Alliance Catholic Credit Union, we're your financial guardian angel. We're here to help you achieve your dreams. A new home, a Catholic education, that business you are working to build. We're here to support the goals of your family, your retirement, and the community that surrounds you. We're here to offer your trusted financial services inspired by Catholic values. And like your guardian angel, we'll always be by your side. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
What makes people stand in this line like this for 3 hours? Because we're not Dunkin' Donuts or Tim Hortons. These donuts are made fresh daily, and it's made with love and consistency. We got the same ingredients. It didn't change. The people know that, and that's why they standing out there.
Welcome back to Birmingham Groves High School. Time now for our G of the game. No real surprise in this one. Slade Moore, 9 Ks and a 3-run double that seemed to blow things open for you guys in the 5th inning. Congratulations. Talk about this win in Game 1 over your rival Birmingham Groves.
Yeah, so we've been playing well first game, and we've been trying to get our groove the second game, so we'll see how this goes tomorrow. But we kind of got our bats going in the later innings, and first inning, a couple of first innings we weren't really hitting too good, but we kind of got to his head a little bit, and we brought it to him.
So for you now, 3-0 on the year, a sub-1 ERA. You're committed to Michigan. How are you feeling about your future?
Feeling great. I'm excited for my future for sure, and I'm excited to get to Michigan next year and see what the fall has for me, and hopefully I can get a starting job or reliever job next year. What's it been like with this team, the Lakers? I know you got a year left with your buddies, and this is a big year to close it out. What's been the special part of this season? Yeah, I've had a great 4 years here, been on varsity since freshman, and it's been awesome, and I've grown great relationships with my coaches and friends here, and it's been awesome. All right. Well, congratulations here. You guys have a lot more to come. Congratulations on the win, 3-0, and best of luck the rest of the way. We'll catch up with you down the line. Thank you. All right, Slade Moore, there he is. Gets West Bloomfield their 12th win of the year. Joey and I are back to wrap it up. Slade Moore, your G of the game.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom.
On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
First, life gives us many. From buying your first car or first home to starting a business, Alliance Catholic Credit Union is here for you every step of the way. From checking and savings accounts and youth accounts to auto loans, mortgages, business needs, and financial planning. A full-service financial institution with over 70 years of experience. We're committed to serving your firsts, seconds, 50ths, and every day in between. Alliance Catholic Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
Well, this thing was billed as a big pitcher's duel, and that's what we had for most of this game. Through 4.5 innings, Joey Yashinsky, this was a 2-0 game, and for a lot of it, it was a 1-0 game. The big 9-run fifth inning for West Bloomfield steals the storyline, but they do what good teams do, take advantage of mistakes, and there were too many pitching mistakes and fielding mistakes in this game today for Groves to overcome.
Yeah, I think West Bloomfield was smart. I think they were patient. They kind of got a little bit to shorter, 1 run here, 1 run there. Finally, the dam broke. They exploded. A big 9-run inning, and you see all the skills today from Slade Moore. He throws a complete game. There's 9 strikeouts. There's a 3-run double. Runs the bases himself. He doesn't need to be taken out for a courtesy runner. So really a huge weapon at Josh Bernberg's disposal.
Want to thank all the folks for making this broadcast possible. Christian Jackson, your executive producer. Alex Westfall, your chief engineer. Austin Sonnenberg on graphics and on audio today. We got a two-way player. Dylan McCarthy is on instant replay. We've got Brad the Boss Ross on a camera. DeAndre Ace. Ace is the place. What a great job down at the third base line. And a great crew today. I get everybody? That's everybody. For my partner, Joey Yashinsky, my name's Chad Bush, saying so long from Groves. 11-0, West Bloomfield gets the win. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. We're the Prep. So long, everybody.